As Russia's invasion of Ukraine unfolds, the international community, particularly the Western nations, has rallied to support Ukraine in various ways. This video aims to explore the reasons behind the West's assistance to Ukraine during the Russian invasion, shedding light on the geopolitical, humanitarian, and ethical considerations that underpin this collective response. Part 1. Geopolitical Dynamics. The narrative begins by examining the geopolitical dynamics that shape the West's support for Ukraine. The invasion has sparked concerns among Western nations about Russia's actions, challenging the principles of international law and territorial integrity. Supporting Ukraine becomes a strategic move to counterbalance Russia's aggression and maintain a rules-based international order. Part 2. NATO Alliance and Security Concerns. As the video unfolds, it delves into the role of NATO North Atlantic Treaty Organization in the West's response. Ukraine is not a NATO member, but the alliance has shown solidarity by providing political and moral support. The conflict raises security concerns for neighboring NATO members, reinforcing the alliance's commitment to collective defense and regional stability. Part 3. Humanitarian Imperatives. The documentary-style narrative sheds light on the humanitarian imperatives driving the West's assistance to Ukraine. The invasion has resulted in a significant humanitarian crisis with civilian casualties, displacement, and urgent medical needs. Western nations, motivated by a commitment to human rights and the responsibility to protect, contribute aid to alleviate the suffering of the Ukrainian people. Part 4. Economic Sanctions and Diplomacy. The video reflects on the economic sanctions imposed by Western nations as a means of diplomatic leverage against Russia's invasion. Sanctions target key sectors of the Russian economy and aim to exert pressure on the Kremlin to de-escalate the conflict. Diplomatic efforts, including peace talks and negotiations, complement the economic measures to seek a resolution to the crisis. Part 5. Preservation of Democratic Values. As the narrative vividly recounts, the West's support for Ukraine is rooted in the shared values of democracy, freedom, and the right to self-determination. Russia's actions in Ukraine are perceived as a threat to these values, and supporting Ukraine becomes a symbolic stand for the preservation of democratic principles and the right of nations to determine their own destinies. Part 6. Energy Security. The documentary explores the role of energy security in the West's response to the Russian invasion. Ukraine is a key transit country for natural gas pipelines, and disruptions in the region could impact European energy supplies. Ensuring the stability of energy routes and reducing dependence on Russian energy sources become additional motivations for Western support. Part 7. Grassroots Solidarity and Public Opinion. The video reflects on the grassroots solidarity and public opinion that shape the West's response. Civil society, activists, and individuals worldwide have mobilized to express support for Ukraine, influencing political leaders and contributing to the overall global response against Russia's invasion. Public opinion becomes a driving force in shaping policy decisions. Part 8. Lessons from History. The documentary-style narrative concludes by considering lessons from history. The West's response to the Ukrainian crisis is informed by past instances of aggression and the consequences of appeasement. Drawing parallels to historical events, policymakers are motivated to take a firm stance against aggression and safeguard international stability. Conclusion. The West's support for Ukraine during the Russian invasion is a nuanced and multifaceted response shaped by geopolitical considerations, humanitarian imperatives, democratic values, and historical lessons. As explored in this documentary-style video, the collective efforts of Western nations reflect a commitment to defending the principles of international law, human rights, and the sovereignty of nations in the face of aggression.